Hi guys, welcome to part 2 of making the gnome trees. In this episode we're going to be, or stream, we're going to be making hands for our gnomes. Now this little guy, I made him a little bit, his hands are taller, as you can see. Here's the base of the hat, but the hands I put up on top. I don't know if you can see it now, but this is what he looks like with his hands up in the air. Okay, now I made this little one. Okay, he's a little gnome. So what I did was I put his hat up here. I made his little hat and his boots, and I embellished the hat too. Now we're going to make him some hands. So basically your material that you'll be needing is your wire cutters, your wire, some felt, mitten pattern, which I got off of Pinterest. Okay, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to trace your mitten pattern onto your felt. Okay, and then you're going to cut them out. Then you're going to get four sets of mittens. Okay, that you're going to glue onto your wire. Now for this gnome, I used rope to make him. This one I used regular yarn. Okay, this one I used the chunky yarn, and the last one we did the green fur. Okay, I promise I will get better videotaping as we go along and doing these streams. I'm still working out all the kinks in that. So what you want to do is you want to take your floral wire and you want to cut it till about, let me move this out of here. Okay, my ruler only goes up to 16 centimeters, so what I did was I took it at 16, and then I did another, so 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, I did it 23 centimeters. Okay, you're going to take it and you're going to fold it in half. Now you may run, it may be long, too long, or whatever. You can adjust the size when you focus on putting it on your gnome, because what you're going to do is you're going to do a little trial run of it, and you're going to twist the two halves together. Okay, this makes the wire a little bit stronger. And just twist it, keep twisting, and there you go. At the end, just take the two pieces and just twist them around. Okay. Now, for this little guy, what I did was I actually, here, let me see what I did. Let me see if I can do this. Sorry, my fingers are in the way. I actually made him into a little gnome, as you can see. This one here is with regular yarn, and his hands are kind of midway up his hat. This one is with the chunky yarn. Okay. This one here is with the fur yarn with the mesh. And this one here we just made was with the mesh, the pom-poms, the fur yarn. Okay. So what we're going to do is, let me put this here first on my stand. Now I'm going to watch how I screw up the video. You're gonna have to turn sideways to see the full gnome like I did before on my first video when I took you on a tour around Florida. Oh my goodness. Okay, I bought this rope. It's the silky rope and it's from Dollarama. Okay, so, and I wrapped the gnome in with this, in that one. Now, I did other projects with the rope, so you can get more than one gnome hat, or you can do a half a star wreath with this one. Now, you find the end of the rope, which I should have done earlier. This always tends to bugger me up. There we go. Okay, now we're not going to unravel this one. We're going to leave it with the thickness of the 3 strands, okay? So what we're going to do is, now remember, we're putting the mittens, okay? This is the mittens. We're going to glue our mittens together, and we're going to be sticking this on our wire, all right? So maybe we should do that first. Take your mittens that you've already cut out and just glue, leave an opening first, or what we can do is just glue around, okay? Put glue around your mitt. Try not to burn yourself like I just did. Okay, take your floral wire, place it in your mitt on the glue, take your other mitt and just glue in place, stick the 2 together, okay? And then what we're going to do is we'll embellish the mitt when we get the rope on. Okay, take the other side. Take the other 2 mitts. Put the wire in the mitt. Okay, and press down the other side. And there we go, we got his hands. Okay, now we take all the glue strands off. That's the one thing what I don't like using the glue gun for, but it comes in handy. I don't want to sew all the time. You can sew the gloves glue the wire on and sew the gloves, but I will show you what we're going to do to make the edges look a little bit better. Okay. All right. Now, take your rope, and we're going to do the twisting game again. Put some glue at the base of your wire. Okay. Start with the end, and what we're going to do is hold that down for a little bit. We're going to pinch, and then we're going to twist. Now, at first this wire is a little bit tricky to twist around. It tends to like to run away. Now you can do this with yarn, you can do this with, like I said, with the rope, you can do it with the faux fur, anything you wish. You can even make it look like he's wearing a coat if you want, but today we're just going to do it with the rope. You're going to have to continually stretch out your wire to make it straight because it wants to bend as the rope does. Now you can do it this way and then push that up, which seems to be a lot better. But just make sure that you're putting dollops of glue around every so often so that your rope will not unravel. Sorry. Let's push this little guy back a little bit. Okay, wrap. Wrap, wrap. Get your your thumb unstuck from the glue. Okay. We are going to put a dollop of glue again. And going to wrap. Now while that glue is still a little bit wet, wrap a little bit and then push up tight, and then continue wrapping, and then push up, and then wrap again, and then push up, and then wrap again and push up. And I think in my way, I think we're going to be we might just be having a green Christmas this year. We have a little bit of snow, but it doesn't really cover the ground yet, but that's okay. I don't like it when I have to drive on the roads that way. People tend to go nuts. The first snow, it seems like everybody forgets how to drive. Okay, now what we're doing is put a finishing touch of dollop of glue. Just hold that so it sets a little bit. And when you cut your rope, you're going to find that it's going to fray. But that's okay, because we're going to be hiding that. Okay. Now we're going to do our gloves before we attach it to our little gnome. Now what I've done here is I've used my faux fur, and I'm going to glue it, hiding that knot down at the bottom. I'll put it on here. Okay. So what we're doing is we are taking our glue and we're going to put it on your mitt. Now take your faux fur and just place it on there. Okay, just like that. Okay, now I had a little bit of my chunky yarn left, and no, I'm not going to use it. I don't think it looks right. Okay, take it around and then fold it over, and then just squeeze the other side so that the ends will glue together. Okay, and then what you will do is you will just give it a little snip off your extra, and that's it for that one. Okay, fluff it out a bit. Now you can use a comb to fluff it out, or you can use your fingernails. That's fine. It's totally up to you what you want to do. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll repeat the process, and I'm just using the little scraps of the fur that I had left over just for the other little projects that I've done. You always tend to have just a little bit, so I save them in a Ziploc bag, and then I can use them by piecing them together. Okay, fold that over, and you see we're just out a little piece left. So what we'll do is we'll just use this one. We'll get that in there. We'll fluff it up a bit. Do I need more glue there? Yep. Okay. And this is where I get messy. So I guess they're right when they call me Messy Mare. Oh well. Okay, and our gloves are done. Now you can put beads on it or embellish your gloves a little bit, or you could put glue and then put a little bit of glitter and wipe it off. That's fine. You can use the Mod Podge to do that. Brush a little bit of glue on. Okay, what I have done was I've taken my leftover string that I used for my boots, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little strand of glue around the mitt. Okay, and I'm going to take my string, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do it where the glue is, and you're going to get little strags, and as you can see, the fur and the glue has all stuck to my nails. Messy, messy, messy. Okay, push that down, and this will also define your mitt a little bit better. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. Now when your glue does dry, you can go, because your felt will stick to anything, right? Like anything will stick to your felt. You can go and you can pull that excess fur off. okay? Okay. Take it up again. Now, you can get and put a little pom-pom at the sides of your mitt. Never thought of that. There we go. And then snip the excess off. And you can hide that little knot there into the fur. Okay, and there you have it. Okay, now let's do the other side. Okay, take your string. My thumbs and my fingers have so much dry glue on it right now, it's not funny. Push the string down on the glue and inside of the fur if you can. And then take your string and just follow your mitt to make like a little seam in there. And like I said, when all the glue dries, you can go back, and I use, when I'm working with felt, after my project and everything, when the glue dries and that, what I do is I take a lint brush and I just go over it lightly with the lint brush, and it picks up everything. That's a little trick I found that works great. So match the two up. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I almost said something wrong in Slovak. Haha. Today is just not my day. But whenever I am having a day like this, I always remember the song that my friend sings, "Don't Sweat the Small Stuff." If you haven't heard Kevin Wilson sing, he has a YouTube channel, and it's Kevin S. Wilson. He's a country gospel singer, and he goes along to different churches. He's from Kentucky, and he goes along into different churches, and we're trying to get him up in Canada, but our borders are still funny about that. But please go check him out, Kevin S. Wilson. Listen to his music, like and subscribe to his page. He also has a website. That's www.kevinswilson, and his CDs are available for purchase. And now I don't know, I'll have to check with him. I don't know if it's on iTunes or Apple. I'm not too familiar with that, but I know that you can download and purchase his songs from there too. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to place his hands up on, now what did I do? I put his hands on backwards, but that's easy to change. What we're going to do is we're going to glue his hands to the base of the bottom. If you can see that. So, take a nice, generous, move your faux fur, okay? Take a nice, generous globs of glue. I have to put them down, I'm sorry. Okay? Nice, generous globs of glue. And push his hands up there so that they can set into that glue. Okay. And it's the same thing as when you are forming a wreath. What I like to do is I like to get some little scraps of felt that I have. So let me see. I know I have scraps. I always have scraps. Handy dandy Ziploc bag. Like I said before in the last video, my grandmother was waste not, want not, and she would save everything. If she used to crochet and knit, and all the little pieces of yarn, what she does every spring and every fall, she even puts it out in the winter. She will put the little pieces of yarn out in a box in her yard, and the squirrels and the birds come and take it, or other animals. They come and they use it to build nests and that with it. So that's what she does that there. Okay, now what we're going to do now is going to take his little hands, and you can form them any way you want. Okay, you can even put, to secure it a little bit better, see on the bamboo stick that you made his leg, what I would suggest doing is putting a dollop of glue there. All right, and just holding that down. That gives it extra security, because you know, if you have a little one, he's going, like my grandson, we're going to be picking him up soon again. My grandson will take it and he will play with the hands and move the hands around. So by the time we come back from picking him up, the glue will be totally set. Won't worry about it coming off. And just hold down again. And that's about it. Now, you can have this little guy waving high. Or I thought I had. No. You can put a little bit like a present or a Christmas ornament for the gnome to hang on to, but today he's just going to be waving hi or stop. like my grandson would say. And that's it. And there he is. He's all finished. Hands are on. Well, I hope you have a blessed day, night, or evening. Remember, a smile is free, and it will really brighten someone's day if you just give them your smile. Well, I wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I hope all of you stay safe and healthy and be blessed. Thanks a lot for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Thank you.